approval for an agenda.
Rich, you had something you wanted to add.
Dan,
Yeah, that Rogers Plumbing one, they want to discuss that for new business, so,
Okay, we'll add Rogers Plumbing and Heating to the new business.
yeah. I move we approve the agenda.
I'll second.
we got a motion and a second to approve the agenda. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Approve the agenda. Move on for the approval of the minutes for the April 16 meeting.
I so move.
Got a motion for approval of the minutes. Need a second?
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second for the approval of meetings from the April 16th meeting. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to be carried. Treasurer's report for April of 2024.
Okay, I got the treasurer's report up there, up on the board here. We started out April 1st with 77,496. We looked at what come in there was 71,940. I had some other interest income because I've been doing, I did all short-term CDs, so I'm way to the good on my interest income for CDs and stuff, as you see. Otherwise, was part of the county, the first half of county payments, and I don't have this month's yet. And if you look at the expenditures, we did not have very many, 12,000. We did have one person pay on their loan, as you see, on road materials. Being in the negative, we're starting to get down there. Don't have too many loans out there. And so payroll is the big expense, and then our lawyer fee was a second, and then the rest of it was just pretty minor. Unless there's any questions, there isn't really much on this one on here. The next one here is kind of the big one here for me to see how everything will be looking for income on the budget wise. And then also I do have a CD coming due here in May, in a couple weeks here, so I'm watching for that deal when they do that. So I have enough money in there to do slurry seal and stuff in there. I don't know if we set a date, if they let us know a date yet or not.
We pretty much gotta let them know when we're done hauling gravel. We gotta get the roads in shape before we do. Well, slurry seal. Slurry seal will be 1st of June.
1st of June?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll need to make sure that I have that money available and see what we get for taxes here in May. So I've got that CD coming due, so I'll probably just, next month, I'll just probably put it in the account here, and you'll see it as again, and then I'll see if I can pay that bill and then move it right back out. So other than that, I don't, nothing else that's very, very big on this one here.
I so move to accept the treasury report as reported by Kevin.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second for approval of the treasurer report. All in favor? Aye. Motion passed and carried. Old business. Report on the meeting held for Maple Street.
Want to go with that, Kevin? Or?
Well, yeah, me and Rich went to that meeting and stuff in there, and there was quite a bit of discussion. They're trying to do get the bid do the architectural design for the road. They did not get in any of the funding that they were hoping from the federal. One of the reasons they can't get it is they do have to get it designed. They have to get it 60% designed. So that was a lot of the discussion that we had at the meeting. So Maple is probably out there because they don't think they're going to get it designed 60% designed by this next budget cycle. I was kind of adamant that they should get it done because with all the political going on and stuff, if Thune gets in there, they would have a decent chance of getting it if you're gonna try, if the only way it's gonna go is with federal. We talked about many different items on there, from the turn lanes to whatever, but
The bike trails.
the bike trails, they do want to try to do a bike trail on there. But the big thing is the cost. The cost is just way too much to do it for the county. So, in there, I think, to me, that somehow they need to get pressure on it, because especially with Holly getting, going ahead, and they're gonna be starting in 2025 and 2026 here, doing those roundabouts, and Holly, they all the way out to like the road that goes to the bluffs is all in Brandon now. So Brandon took all of it except for the bridge. And so they're gonna be doing a lot of constructions and a service road over there, so it's gonna really push stuff back to Holly, or to Maple. So one of the things that we talked about quite a bit, was kind of going back and forth about, was road counts and stuff in there. And then I had also said that when they did the study in 18 and stuff, there's a lot has changed. And they didn't like to hear that, because that's what they've been going in their futuristic plan. But now that you got the new school that's going to go up there on 6 Mile, you also have what's a Veterans Highway completed, and all that development that's going along Veterans Highway. A lot of that school is going to be going into, through Holly or Maple to get to the school. I thought they should do a new one. They weren't going to do that. They kind of poo-pooed me on that, but it really needs to be done, because their counts are way lower than what we're seeing on our sign. And so when they was talking about it, they asked me about the counts, but our counter goes only one way. And I said, so we use ours for the traffic flow and for speed. It isn't really good for accuracy, because we're not doing it for both ways. And if we want, we can maybe put one on Maple and then put one on the other part of Maple, to the west, and try to get counts on both of them. But I said that they should put counters on there, and they weren't too excited about that either. So it looked like, to me, it would look like, in my personal opinion, there is that Maple isn't gonna happen for a while. But we're kind of spinning our wheels.
One thing got brought up was that they're gonna meet with the property owners and see what their thoughts are on if they're for it or against it, or not gonna sell, absolutely not, or if they can be talked into it or what, so. And that's what we got. We're gonna have meetings, the way it sounded, every 2 months or every 3 months. They were kind of vague on that, but that's the question I asked. Well, what are we gonna get done between now and then? I mean, and that was mainly meet with the residents that own the property along the road there.
But they were skeptical about that even.
Yeah.
They were wishy-washy when they were gonna do that. It was like, the way it looked at was gonna be pushed back, right?
Yeah.
Because you said it, but they kept on saying there, because I said October 1st is the fiscal year for the government, even though they hash it out and didn't sign it here until February, March this year. But you have to be to me, they have to have that design ready if they're saying the only way they're gonna do it is with federal money. And the only other thing we talked about and we mentioned is that we just need to do it. Maybe you just need to do it, not do it as big, big. And yeah, maybe you'll rip it out in 5 years, but it's going to be a while before, if they don't get it designed, it's going to be a while before they get federal money for it. So, right? Do you agree with that, or, unless I get it?
Well, another one of their deals was a bridge down below, whether they have to raise it, widen it, there's a lot of things thrown into that.
If they do federal money, they have that bridge is not gonna.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just more money.
Yeah, then you're talking another $10 million.
Yeah.
It's not gonna pass federal, because
I got a question there, Rick. Two questions. First, did they give you an estimate on the cost right now?
20 million. That doesn't even include the bridge.
And the second, who's gonna do this get together with property, or is this
HDR.
engineers?
HDR.
HDR, okay.
So the architect is getting there because they
Well, the
they need it.
engineer, you keep saying,
What?
it's the engineering.
Engineering, excuse me.
Yeah. Another question is that these meetings you're having, is that strictly between you, or is this something that's open to the public?
It's supposed to be, but this one here was just open to us, but they're supposed to be gonna go do public ones with the property owners coming up.
Well, no, that last one, that meeting wasn't just with us, wasn't there a meeting?
Well, it was with Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon County.
Yeah.
State, you know,
So,
but
I mean-
it wasn't open to the public.
The city and
Wasn't open to
the public
landowners.
wasn't invited to that.
Invited
It
to
was just the engineering firm, then the city of Sioux Falls, the state, the county, and then us
Okay.
and Brandon.
School system wasn't involved in that? Brandon school system? I know they've been pushing.
Brandon was there, but I don't think there was anybody from
List of them that were there.
I don't know on that one.
Yeah, the school was not there.
No,
The Brandon engineer was there, but not. There was a lot of discussion on different points on it, but you know, we went through from the bridge to the turn lanes to went back and forth. Because the turn lane issue is that by what their counts were in 2018, and some of the turn there isn't enough traffic count to do turn lanes. My argument back is that once you get it paved, your traffic counts are gonna be up more. And besides, it's gonna be safety, because if they're still talking 45 miles an hour, you know, they're gonna design it for 55, but they might keep it at 35 or whatever, but their design and stuff, it's gonna be.
pretty much generic.
But, the big thing was the traffic counts, I still say is down a little bit, is a lot higher now, just because like I said, there's a lot of change since 2018. And then they didn't like to hear when I said every time that they, close Holly and stuff, and that we get a lot more traffic on Maple, and they said, well, no, they go down, go down further, and I go, no, they don't, they go Maple. They don't go over to Madison. I says, I'm one of them, I'll go slower on the gravel than I'd go over to Madison.
I'm the opposite.
You're the opposite?
I go over to Madison. I don't go on Maple anymore.
When they really proved it, when they did Holly, when they just did the Sioux interchange there and stuff in there, our car count went up about 200 cars a day.
Any more questions? Comments? If not, move on to the second item for old business. Dealing with the treasurer on the fire department, they're looking at attacking this about middle September. So if we set aside the money, we can hold with that till they get underway.
That budgeted in 25,
No, it was budgeted this year.
I think so.
We looked at both years.
Both years, but we can't really do future. So we said we'd have to retalk.
We did it at the annual meeting, that's when we budgeted for 25,
Yeah, but when we talked about the one for 2024 here, but I guess, we said that we was gonna do it for this year and then that for next year, but
Instead of doing 50 next year, we're gonna do 25 and 25.
We'll see when they get to September.
Okay, so the check is in there, but like I said, I can do it and then hold it too, so.
We'll see when they get underway. Okay, no other old business, move on.
We got, let's go over
A
that,
little more?
that bump, speed bump.
Oh, yeah.
They can do it. That's not,
Okay.
ASCO can go in and do it. I mean, you just
You
gotta
talk
tell
to
us how many
Travis.
speed bumps you want and then, you know, and, but he can do it.
Did you talk to Travis?
Yeah,
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
I talked to him today about it. He's gonna work on 2 proposals, one for removable ones and one for,
We still
Is that-
have them in the shop.
those rubber ones.
are there still some? Cause I could have swore when we talked about this last year, there was some here.
We have some.
You do?
We use the Florida Heights.
Oh, you put them on Split Rock? Okay.
had-
So we would have to get some
For
anyway.
a while. No, they're not Split Rock Heights anymore, are they?
No.
Yeah, so they're in the shop or something. They're not, we used
Hit
them
the pound holes in
once.
the pavement though, don't we?
Huh?
Hit the pound holes in the pavement, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
To hold them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta hold them down.
Yeah, so he did say that there's an option for doing some that, like, pavement that,
Permanent ones.
the permanent ones that, and snow trucks can get over them and whatever, so. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but
It's just gonna be marked in winter time, you know, if the permanent one
and
has to
that,
be
and
marked.
he said he would include signs on
Yeah.
both sides saying bump or whatever, I think. But
You know, you'll have to have signs leading up to it.
I just don't know how I feel about the permanent ones in case, we get a couple of years into this and the traffic goes down for whatever reason, and we don't want them in there anymore, you know what I mean?
And that's why it's gonna cost you as a development,
Mm-hmm.
the cost is going to you guys, so.
And we're fine with that.
Yeah.
What's the
just-
difference between a speed bump and a table? Have you looked at the tables? Some cities I've been going to lately, they have speed tables.
Where it's kind of goes up and then it
Yeah,
flattens
they're a little
out.
more. I
and
mean, is there a reason for that? Have you talked to ASCO about that?
I think that
Plowing?
would be what he would recommend if we were gonna do permanent ones,
Okay.
because then the snow
Plowing.
plows have the ability to get up and over them easier,
Okay.
so. Yeah, can we look to see what we got for
Yeah.
speed bumps back here?
Be up there Township Building.
Okay. Cause, I mean, if they're in good shape, it wouldn't be, we could start with something like that. And then we just have to know either whether ASCO, or somebody comes out and shows us or what, but pounding those into the payment and then, when you take them out in the fall, how do we seal up those holes so we're not getting issues with that? That'd be the only thing outside of that, so.
We'll check on that tomorrow then.
Okay. Just let me know.
Any other old business? Hearing none. New business, crack ceiling?
Yeah, they started on Hidden Valley.
On the road?
They're in there today, crack sealing. When I get done with that one, then I'll move over to, Iverson Crossing.
How old are the, how old is the road, the paving job at Hidden Valley? How many years has that been since that was done?
Hidden Valley was 2018, I think.
Okay.
That was done over a 3-year period, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was that was the start of everything. It's just one person wanting something and then another, so yeah.
So for Split Rock Heights, we did ours in 2020, I think. Should we be thinking about that down the road? I know our development fund is probably pretty far in the hole. And we probably have a few years left to go before we're at the break-even point. But, what should we be thinking of?
Well, then you look at that for budgeting already.
Yeah,
We
we
did the
put it
annual.
on there, we put it on there for your, future planning and stuff in there that, we need to take a look at it, but you're in the hole, so I would guess that, they're saying within 3 to 5 years, and it kind of depends on if, how the cracks are going, and stuff too, but,
We'd still keep up on crack sealing.
yeah.
Okay,
No matter what, you still keep up on the crack sealing.
But we were not looking at right now doing them, because you were, because we have a couple of them in the hole, we really didn't have money to do yours with the other ones in the development funds.
yep, and I understand completely.
So we were looking at 2 years is what I was I was looking at, kind of crunching numbers and stuff in there that we.
We got some short stretches in other developments, that aren't all blacktop development, but they got some blacktop in them.
Mhm.
We don't want to lose those either.
So, right.
We're thinking about trying to get those in the mix.
Feel free to go out and raise some funds though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But I owe you a list of, I'll give you a list of where we see some cracks that
Yeah.
at least you can look at and determine whether they're serious.
What is the cost of crack sealing per, do they have like a per linear foot price to it
I don't know, we just went out and bid it,
or?
but,
Those two projects, like 11,000.
Okay, for the whole development or
for the two
for
developments.
the two together? So not horrible.
Crack sealing isn't that bad, but, but when you put the slurry over the whole thing, you cover everything, so.
So last fall, we drove with, what they call this, South Dakota, it's a LTAP or whatever they're called, local transportation. We did go through all the pavement project or, pavement areas and stuff in there. And actually Hidden Valley is still looking pretty good and stuff when we drove, through them all and stuff in there. So none of them were in what we call completely dire except for Iverson. Iverson's definitely needed. That was by far our oldest one. But for cracks wise and stuff, your guys is, Axles seem to do a really good job.
Yeah, I think our road's in good shape, obviously we're just wanting to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Anything else there? If not, second item for Rogers Plumbing.
Yeah, they're not here, but I met with them this last week. I think you met with them once.
Last fall.
Yeah, and they want to do is their building faces to the west, and they got a driveway approach, and they got another driveway approach to the south, and they want to put a pipe all the way through it from one approach to the other approach and fill it in and make it for parking, because they're lacking places to park for people to work there. Well, I don't want to give up any right of way. And a pipe that long would be, you're gonna get sediment in it and stuff, so you're gonna be having to clean it out all the time. So I don't know, we just thought, I told them we were gonna bring it up to meeting them today, and if they wanted to come and discuss it with us, they could. They're not here, so maybe they thought it's a losing battle, I don't know. But
I think the other side of it is we're looking at turning ditches into parking lots.
Yeah.
Don't think that's quite the right answer. No. Anyway, they're not here to defend themselves.
no, we have had their on our radar, because they're parking on the road, and when we try to blade it, you gotta go around them. You dust control it, you gotta go around them. You gotta get their cars off the road, I don't know. Have to send notice when we start doing some of that work.
Well, you guys can put up signs if you want to say no parking.
If you do it permanent for him and stuff, I'd be worried about, the precedence that you sent that,
Yeah.
where you're gonna start and stop it, so.
Yeah.
the next person wants to do the same thing, whatever.
I agree.
You can buy Tisdale's. What's over
Well, didn't want to sell it. He's putting a building up over there, Ryan.
Oh.
I asked him that too.
Okay, that'd be for new business. Elected officials updates. I'm getting a few calls on some single trip permits up on Court site. Got somebody looking for an access up on 263rd Street, north into 483rd Avenue. I'm gonna go drive out there and meet that gal tomorrow, see what they got going. It's about the two things I've got recently. Anything else?
I did check with the Sioux Falls landfill and they are going to, again, give each homeowner, resident in Slow Rock Township a one-time free pass. And I had Virgil put the notice on the website. So when you go there, you have to give them your driver's license so they can scan it into the system. So, and that's good through the end of the year, so same as last year.
That includes, does it include 4 tires or something?
I think the tires are extra.
They're
No, it's 4
Are they?
tires. Yeah,
Are
I
they?
believe it's 4
Okay, I don't
tires.
know what the
Mattresses and stuff like that are extra.
mattresses, yeah.
Clients, I think one refrigerator, I think, and it's got a list in there what you're allowed to haul in there, but at least it ain't going in the ditch if people just
Right,
take the
that's the main
time to go out.
You find this has helped reduce the amount of crash in the ditch?
I got mixed feelings on that. And I'm sure our guys that run the equipment and go fix some of that stuff up,
Yeah.
they do too.
The township people, yeah, but for the city of Sioux Falls people, no.
That's right.
They're the ones who dump on stuff.
Right.
Right.
come on.
But they weren't one of the ones that were probably dumping the most anyways, all Sioux Falls before anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it would be helpful if I could get the phone number, Virgil, and we could just add that on my note on the website, for them to call out there if they have questions. For questions, call and give them the phone number, so I'll get that for you.
We can do that.
Okay.
Do we have any signs that say no dumping, prosecutors will be liable, or violators will be prosecuted? I mean, is there a certain area where they typically dump, or is it just all, is there like a certain area?
6 Mile Road and Veterans Parkway.
Yeah, they've found run.
You clean it up today and it'll be dumped there tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they dump a lot of when leaves and all that stuff, all that gets dumped.
Put up a camera.
Couches, chairs, refrigerators, washing machines, it's
Yeah.
all there.
I mean, you could put up a camera. So, if you
Just in
have
some of those game trail cams, just gotta figure out how to take a picture of every car.
Yeah.
Well, they're not, well, maybe they are dumping the daylight, but I'm just saying, you could do something like that if you wanted. Of course, all that happens is word gets out and then they
Go
go
to a
side by
different
side,
road,
but, yeah.
Right.
Well, and then they even dumped cement on there at the time too, they were maple and stuff in there, so that was really dangerous and stuff, and they dumped they emptied their trucks right in the.
Right
Yeah,
on
we do
the
that
road.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Different places.
Yeah.
Okay. Any public comment for anybody?
We got,
Oh, we got more.
yeah. The gravel we're getting from
Stonehill,
Stonehill is not really up to par.
really?
Yeah, it's more clay. As you can see on 264th, but we put some down and we put some down on McCarty Park Road. There's an awful lot of clay in it and when it rains, it's greasy and it's just not,
How do we do that when they bid against, they bid for the specs that we put in the bid?
we got,
Is there
we
any?
did a sample.
Yeah. Is it meeting the
That's-
specs?
No.
Okay, well then we reject.
Plus you're getting 4 inches to 8 inch rocking with this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not meeting specifications, so when are we doing do we do the test sample before we put it down?
No, that was after. When the truck started hauling, We
Okay,
had them get a sample.
so we need to write down and say it
Yeah.
did meet specifications.
Right,
And then the next one, and we're not paying for this if it doesn't meet specifications.
right. So Lisa, you'll send a letter.
Yeah, I need a little more, but we can talk about that in terms of, but what we'll do is we'll write a letter, it didn't meet specifications, and we're not gonna pay for it, and we can visit with them about the cost to scoop it back up, and before we put any more of their stuff down, we
Yeah.
need to test it.
They haven't got anything put up either. I mean,
They're out of it?
yeah.
He never made any yet.
No.
Pardon?
He hasn't even made any yet.
They said they crushed some for this, but
Yeah, that was last year though.
How much do we need right now?
no, it's
A lot.
What do we need?
300 truckloads.
Okay,
So about probably what, 30 tons?
They haul 30 tons.
No, but 3 truckloads would be.
you said 300
You said
truckloads.
300.
Probably.
300
I'm just guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
How much did we
300?
lose last year?
how much is 300 truckloads? How many pounds?
are you talking with side dump,
Probably, belly dump, yeah.
belly dump? So they're
I'm just
getting,
guessing, how much we used last year? Can you,
No, I don't think I got.
Reject it.
I got the dollar.
that's what I'm gonna do.
Would have to try to back into it.
Last year.
How much do you need and by when?
I don't know how much I need.
As soon as possible, we
Enough
need
to
it.
cover
When,
both.
as soon as possible.
Tomorrow, I could use it tomorrow. Some of the roads are just mud. The stuff we put the road on was mud, and we put this on the road, and it literally was
I know,
worse than
but
when we started.
300 truckloads, I mean,
Times 30,
times,
it's about 30 ton in a side dump,
And it's 25.
25 to 30, say 25.
so 300 times.
7,500 ton.
7,500 ton. Okay. Okay, I'll send them a letter. And we will test it first.
Okay, so their bill is in there, so then I'll just hold on to their
Yep.
bill.
Yep. And how much did we get? Well, send me their bill. Or you,
It's in there.
okay. But you guys don't have to wait until a meeting if you find out.
Well, we just did
You
this,
just did this test today,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
The
Okay.
test wasn't in,
Test was today, so,
yeah,
okay.
they did the test.
Yeah, you did the test on Friday.
Yeah.
And printed it out today.
Where was the gravel that you tested? What was it put on? Was it already spread?
Yeah, that's the only one that they had to haul to the road,
And what road was it on?
Spook Road. What road is that?
264.
64.
Okay. They will get a letter tomorrow.
And the other thing I got is, we talked about getting a packer for the new blade to put behind it, like we got on the other blade. You send 2 blades off to do it, then you can do the whole road that way. And you got a packer behind it, so that helps and keep the dust control going and all that. I got 2 bids. Equipment and blades, wear parts. They're $28,950. But you gotta put a valve on for another 4,000. And the boys said that to get them to come back and work on something is hard to do.
Yeah,
They won't come back. Butler Machinery's got one, total bill, $35,198. And that's everything, right?
Yeah.
And that one's the width of the blade. On the back, so the roller will cover everything you blade up.
who was
Is
the
that the
first?
federal bid or through the source wall? You know?
I don't think that,
I don't know.
I don't know if that'd be source well though.
No,
This is just off the top of what they had.
That's just what
We-
they had.
yeah,
But
we
you know
can-
what,
We can probably go source well and see if it's any.
well, and I would talk to them, because they can look on their source
Yeah.
well, the source well,
Which was the first bid from?
the federal.
Equipment, yeah, there it is, right there.
Do you ever share equipment between townships? And is that?
Very little. We've done water truck before,
Mhm.
but, you know, you gotta we usually send one of our guys for
Right,
insurance purposes and all that, so.
Yeah.
Usually the townships have got their own people and stuff.
yeah. The reason I ask is that, you know, at pancake breakfast, I talked to the firemen. And, you know, for example, the fire department has a grain bin extractor that they send all over the place because it's the only one in the region.
Yeah.
So not everyone is gonna have one of those.
Right.
So, you know, something like this, how much does it get used, and is it worth some mutual aid relationship?
The packer?
For the packer.
Packer gets used all the time. These guys, when they go out with a blade now, and when the road's wet, that's the best time to use that packer behind the blade. And
Okay,
that's, as you look around in other townships, pretty much majority of them are getting them,
okay.
so.
Just what you said, the fire department works under a mutual aid agreement, but they still all have their own insurance.
Right,
Whereas, like Rich said, you're
Liability.
crossing your liability.
understand.
So it makes it a little bit interesting for our insurance. So like when we did the water trucks in there, usually you want our workers to be running one water truck, so then it's, you know, cost there. So we have done it, some of that, but then you have to use, charge them use tax. There's a lot of different things that's in there once you go over there in there, type of deal, so.
Butler got that.
Butler have this on hand?
No.
We gotta order it,
They're all 6 to 8 weeks out.
okay. But if we go, we should check into that source well.
Yeah, we should check if they have a government bid on that one there, on that too.
That's a good deal to do.
Yeah.
Okay, and did they talk about a new air compressor? They talked to somebody or not?
Troy didn't talk to you.
Yeah,
Did you want to try to look on federal surplus if they had it there, or did you just want to buy a new one from there, or what was you looking at for that, or was you not looking at one?
well, I want to find a price out if it's not that much.
Okay,
You know, you go up there and buy a surplus, sometimes you get what you pay for it. It may be cheap now, but
yeah, you never know, you have to see what's out there.
yeah,
Yeah, just like when I was looking for the water truck or whatever,
but that was,
Yeah.
you got a good deal there.
Yeah, but I'm understanding it really depends on, so if they don't have anything, then that, in there, so I can do a quick search to see if there is anything, but.
And that's up to getting the air conditioner fixed, right?
Yeah.
Is that about ready to come back?
We're working on it yet. I tried calling today and he's busy. He's gonna call me back and never made a phone call, so.
Okay, so we got the insurance bill in there, that's in there too, here's the insurance paperwork. And I'll put the sheets on there, otherwise I'll have those operators complaining that the deals for the vehicles.
Yeah.
There'll be, I'll put them on there for all the vehicles, so the new grader is on there, and the old one is off. And stuff there, so I didn't go through each line item this time, before I talked to her about before we renewed it, I kind of went through that, we had the stuff that we had, but I didn't change any amounts or anything. Just added a new grader, took the old one off, and went through it a little bit, so. And the audit is done for the workman's comp.
So with the price at Butler, if we go Sourcewell or whatever, and it's cheaper, I mean, are we okay with Butler over the other one?
Of course, it's as wide as the blaze width, you said.
Right.
I'd be in favor of that.
I just like that other one because you don't gotta crawl underneath and grease it. You got someone laying underneath there and
Not always a good thing either.
then mud gets in there and that dust control, and you can't wash out those tires and the other one's wide open. So,
Only I'm saying that so we get it bought before next meeting if it comes out cheaper or not.
Yeah.
It does.
From Butler.
Yeah.
Would they have to make a motion tonight, Lisa, if that were the case?
If you're wanting to purchase something, you can make a motion to purchase it from
Contingent.
Butler contingent upon whether or not, or just make a motion to purchase it either from Butler unless you find it for this price unless you find it cheaper.
I make the motion.
Okay,
Got a motion for purchase of the Packer to Butler or Sourcewell, whatever is most economical. Looking for a second.
A second.
Motion in a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same side, motion carried.
thank you.
Okay. Any more, Rich?
No.
Anybody? Lisa, Kevin?
No, I wanted to get the insurance, so we did that, and I got it.
Mark, you got anything?
Residents on, was it Bronze? Private road. Did we ever get a contract with them, Lisa?
Nope, I sent it 3 times and never got back from them, so I said, we're not doing that.
They called today and wanted to grade it again.
No. I would tell them it's been sent to them 3 times.
Yeah.
So if they wanna sign it, we'll do it.
Okay.
So,
That's the only thing I had.
yeah.
what about the gravel then? Are we getting it from someone else then, or what are we gonna do?
So I'm writing them a letter tomorrow, and I'm gonna call them and say, we haven't paid the bill, and we want 7,500 tons, and we need it all by next week, and it has to meet specs.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens, and if they don't, then we can purchase it from alternative source.
Just a point on mailing. The auditor's office mailed us the primary election information in a letter 2 weeks ago, and we haven't received it.
Yeah, I mean, I will follow it up with an email
Yeah.
or phone call, so I'm not just
This
gonna put a
going to
letter.
Omaha and back again on local mail
Yeah.
is just a nightmare.
Yeah. So,
You know, I mean, if you're getting a birthday card from your
Right.
aunt, that's one thing, but, you know, this is for the primary and it's 2 weeks, it's still not here.
Remember get that Marv, that room?
What if I just buy it?
No. I think we gotta figure out to pay you for the Bobcat too.
Okay. We looked into renting a broom for gravel in the ditches where we can broom in the springtime. And there wasn't much available to rent. Marv found one on the auction. I don't think you could even rent one 2 years for what Marv found one on there. To buy one for just under $1,900. Brand new one,
Brand new.
brand new.
Sure there ain't something wrong with that? They usually run about $4,000.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we thought too. That's pretty.
so are you saying you want to purchase this?
You'd like to purchase it for the township.
Do we need a motion for that?
He also has 6 culvert bands that he looks like he gave $10 a piece for too.
Okay, so we're purchasing these 2, you bought them and we just need to pay you back from them, is that the deal? So just don't vote on it.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay, so make a motion to reimburse him for that amount for the rooms and this, and Mark's recusing himself from the vote.
Make a motion that we reimburse Marv for the purchase of the vans and the room.
I would second that motion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No,
Same.
Marv, you're not voting. No, Marv recused himself, please.
How do you spell it? Is it called?
Yeah.
Bands?
You pay tax on it, so I'd have to pay it back.
Bands, okay.
It's like-
So does that mean you're going to clean my ditch this year, or do I need to worry about getting the rocks out of it so I can continue to mow it?
What development you in?
Kim Circle.
Oh, we're going to that one, yeah.
If it don't rain tonight, it'll probably start tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going yours.
When you looked at that culvert out there, what'd you come up with?
Looking at that culvert, did you look at it too, Rich?
Yeah, a little bit.
Visiting, there with James, also your neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
the impression was that it was, you look inside and the culvert's doesn't have a hole in the culvert itself from that on the road surface.
Okay.
Just more looks like a varmint. And maybe we'll bring the mini excavator there.
Well, he pretty much, isn't it filled in now?
Yeah, but it all in my ditch.
Yeah.
He went around the corner and the dirt went into the ditch as he cut.
But that's where the hole was, wasn't it?
Yes,
Okay,
that's the culvert.
okay.
But when he went around the circle to cover that hole up or see what's going on, a bunch of dirt went down into the ditch.
So you want the dirt out of the ditch?
So that, well, I can mow it then.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go out,
We'll take a second look at it.
clean out the dirt. Is that the same one that I got the email on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't know about the dirt.
Yeah. That's good we know.
Yeah.
All right. Any other public comment? Tim, you got anything?
Yeah, I just wonder, I think my neighbor done digging up Skyview Circle, that they dug a trench across the road last fall, and utilities have been out there messing up that road. I don't think anybody else can be building any new houses along that road this year. Is there any plans for additional gravel on that road, or any reshaping of that road in the near future, or anything? It's pretty flat again. And
We plan on going over, the boys are going over all the roads, but.
Okay, it's gotten real flat, and it looks pretty tough after a year of construction with that house being built out there last year.
So Skyview Circle needs gravel and resurfacing.
I'd say that it just needs a little bit of TLC. I mean, it usually does pretty good. I mean, we pull the shoulders back up, and we got our own broom out there, of course, and we got that stuff all done already, but
Yeah.
there's just nothing to hold the gravel on the road anymore. It's shot. So we could use a little clay on that road.
No, we have some.
Yeah. Watch out for what you ask for.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's just there's nothing there to hold anything.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any motion that we got bills? We got the Argus Leader at 144.06 for notices of meeting. Voice Law at 806.25 for legal fees. Equipment Blade Incorporated for equipment parts at 29.76. Midwest Oil for diesel fuel and DEF, 2,087.68. Running supply for shop supplies, $50.45. Schwabach Insurance Agency for insurance of $19,127. Set aside for Split Rock Township for the parking lot of $25,000. Stonehill Excavating gravel at $4,689.25. Zabel Steel for some steel at $61.40 for a total of $54,942.13.
So you're gonna hold the Stonehill gravel one too, right?
We'll hold that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hold that one as well.
Okay.
So we'll be holding $29,689.20 for the time being.
Yep.
So it'll be more around the 25,000 there for the total.
Make the motion, we pay the bills as read, except for those two.
I'll second.
For bills.
We got a motion and a second for paying the bills as presented. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none. Pay the bills as presented. Won't be needing an executive session for anything.
There's two. One is.
We're looking for a motion for adjournment.
I sent you the.
I second.
A motion and a second for adjournment of the meeting. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting's adjourned.